So as we talked about earlier, there is a lot of ways to define what your dominant leg is or what your posting style is in golf. And we just spent some time with our Slovenian ambassadors, Aleš and Uroš, who have adapted a test that EA Tischler taught them a long time ago in terms of determining what your post or your leg dominance is. And so the test was to simply have your feet about golf posture width apart, put your arms out to the side and do a 90-degree turn. And what you do as you do that is you want to stay looking straight forward. So you pick a spot on the wall straight forward so your head and your whole trunk doesn't move, and you just try to turn as much as you can to the side. In the past, as you can see in the Swing Catalyst software, we would just look at it kinematically and kind of draw a line through the middle of their nose and have them turn back. And you can see I get a significant amount of mass shift to the right as I do that. But that is something that might fool you a little bit. There might be some people that looks like the mass is moving to the right, especially if they say kind of centered, it could be difficult to decide. But if you just open up the pressure window there is no guessing anymore. And so as soon as you can see that as I turn back, I get to around 60%, even more than that, 67, 68% into the right side. And the guys in Slovenia told us that anything over about 55% would be considered a rear post golfer. So this test tells me I'm a rear post golfer. Hitting golf balls told me I was a center to rear golfer. So these are all things that I've now entered into my head that tell me a lot more about me and how I should dial in my ground reaction forces and pressure shifts in my swing. If we load up Carl there, we've done another test on Carl. If you put it back to the face-on video, and just there's a line right down the middle of his nose, close enough. And let's just look at the kinematics. So you can see here, this is an interesting one because you see as he moves back, I would say there's more mass to the right of that line than to the left of that line. And so this is where you might get a little bit fooled by kinematics. Because if I had to look at the video, I would say he's probably maybe a rear dominant golfer. But if we look at the pressure, he's 62% on his lead side. And so this, using the pressure, I think gives us a lot more information. I would guess he would be a little bit more front than you would guess from the video. So adding the pressure plate and adding that pressure data to this test, I think makes it a lot easier to determine what their posting style is without having to guess based on where their mass is in space. So another really good assessment you can do using Swing Catalyst technology to understand what the leg dominance of your player is to really help you dial in their pressure shifts and ground reaction forces to their individual strengths.